up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon.
He knew that he's going to have to make something happen himself. He knew America had been the light for many, and he determined that America would be the place that he would go to make a new start. Imagine with me the difficulty. You see, most journeys have very clear beginnings, but on some, the ending is less well defined. And that is exactly what happened with our Citizen of the Year. The first stop of the journey was in the farm fields of Homestead, Florida. Our honoree worked literally from daylight to dark, under the hot sun, picking various vegetable crops, every day, all day, trying to earn a little money to get ahead. After about 2 years and having become more familiar with our country and our culture, this year's Citizen of the Year realized a prosperous future as a farm laborer would be years in the making and physically laborious. He decided to try something different and he moved to Marietta, Georgia. This new destination on this journey began by working in food service, but as a dishwasher at one job, a food preparer at another job, and in the poultry industry as a poultry processor, a chicken skinner. Oh yes, and you should know that he worked all three of these jobs at the same time and maintained this rigorous schedule for 3 long years, keeping a positive attitude and focusing toward the future. And he knew that being negative would only make the journey more difficult, and that you may be given a cactus in life, but you don't have to sit on it. Another family tragedy put his aspirations on hold, and as the loss of a beloved brother in a vehicle accident sent our honoree back home where he could be close to his family and comfort his mother, Maria. Once the family began to return to normal, he came back to America, and this time to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where his work was focused totally in the food service business, and where over a couple of years he worked every position in the restaurant, from the trash dumpster to the very front office. While the long hours were paying off in the job training, his dream of financial security and accomplishment were still in the very distant future of his journey. Another move takes our Citizen of the Year to Russellville, Arkansas, where he was offered part ownership in a restaurant. And it was the mentoring and the coaching that he had previously received and the demonstration of a very strong work ethic that continued. And after a couple of successful years, his partner made a suggestion, saying, I believe you're ready to move forward and launch a business of your own. So he took a map and he unfolded that map on his kitchen table and circled the entire Russellville, Arkansas region. And near the top of the circle was a reasonably good-sized town with a major highway running through it. Blytheville, Arkansas. You thought I was going to say Poplar Bluff, I'm sure. But our citizen did his due diligence and he began researching the city. And soon as a site visit was conducted, he realized this was not the authentic fit. Once again, he unfolded the map on the kitchen table, drew the circle, and a little town in southeast Missouri appeared to stand out. And Poplar Bluff was the spot that he selected. He made a few phone calls to our chamber office, and soon a site visit was selected. This time, the feeling was right. And this is what happened. He realized that our community had something special about it, and he said to his family, "This is where our leap of faith will take us. And it will take us, as he says, to Poplar Bluff." The long journey from a small town named Gonzales and the dreams and hopes of the past 10 years of laborious work, long hours, juggling multiple jobs was about to be manifest into something very special. And in 1997, he opened a restaurant on the northern side of Westwood Boulevard. He focused on quality food products with friendly and professional service. And the dream of the past 10 years of being mentored, being coached, being directed, and his dedication and hard work was about to become a reality. Opening day arrived, and the new owner was reminded of how humble he should be, because he had to borrow from his own employees to have money to make the opening money drawer. The restaurant was such a success that the decision was made to open a second restaurant, and he did it right here, only in the south end of our town. The successful strategy has continued for 15 years and has expanded into Kennett, Missouri, and into Columbia, Missouri, where in just 4 months it has become the area's #1 restaurant of its cuisine. His success has been brought on by dedication to hard work, long hours, and a commitment to quality. And the goal, he sometimes will say humorously, is to take the money out of your billfold and put in his billfold. He employs over 45 people in his business, and the economic impact on our community is significant. And now he is reaching out to other locations in the state, creating jobs and creating opportunities. Our Citizen of the Year is the perfect example of giving back to the community. The Sacred Heart Auction, the Iron Horse Festival, UCAN, Poplar Bluff Booster Club, area high school graduation projects, along with numerous charitable causes and civic organizations have all benefited either by food or cash donations as our Citizen of the Year gives back to the community. And as only he can say it, you can't just be in the community, you must be a part of the community. He's a great contributor and a supporter of the Boys and Girls Club. In fact, the last year he won Taste of the Town, he made a very sizable donation back to the Boys and Girls Club. What really stands out to me and to others is his demonstration of love and compassion to our most recent flood and ice storms. He fed city employees and emergency workers. He reached out and asked who needed help and how he could help. He opened the doors for people who couldn't get to their doors. All the emergency workers had free food. He took truckloads of food to the Coliseum to make workers, to feed workers and people staying here so that they could have a hot meal. And most recently, he sent a bounty of food to the Bob Marler family as a gesture of compassion during their family loss. You see, it's not so much about the journey that's important. It's the way that we treat those we encounter and those around us along the way. In 2007, the very first Cinco de Mayo celebration was held in Poplar Bluff, and it has been accepted and celebrated in such a way that for the past 3 years, the largest single celebration in the state of Missouri was not in Kansas City, it wasn't in Springfield, and it wasn't in St. Louis, but it was right here in Poplar Bluff. Many of us have taken on the language, we've danced to new music, we've jumped from our comfort zone to his, all because of an always smiling, well-dressed gentleman with a pleasant demeanor who calls us amigo. I believe tonight he would join with Bob Marley and say, though the road's been rocky, it sure feels good to me. Please join me in celebrating this year's Citizen of the Year, Francisco Esquivel.
He said, do I have to say something?
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank all of you for the great support of our business the past 16 years. And I'd like to thank you, my wife, for she's been my inspiration, my 2 children, and all my family. Also, I'd like to thank all the people who was involved in my nomination. This is an honor for me to receive this great award. To all of you, thank you and God bless you.
What a great guy. Well-deserved Citizen of the Year. Okay, so we're going to dim the lights. We're going to do some silent auction items in the next 30 minutes and stick around for probably a little after 9 o'clock. We'll announce the grand prize for the door prize as you all came in. So make sure your tickets are available and just enjoy the rest of the evening, socializing, networking with other folks. And thank you very much for coming out.
Thanks.